Traders, hold on to your hats because it's that time of the week for all of you swingers out there. It's time for the weekly forecast. Welcome to Simply Forex. If you want to improve as a trader, then you're definitely in the right place. Each week, I'm going to give you easy to follow trade ideas, tips, and advice so you too can succeed at trading. And if you stay to the end of the vid, guys, I'm going to give you all of my trade ideas for this week. Yeah, so we're going to look at all of my swing trades for this week. And let's just start, guys. Let's get stuck in. Now, obviously, I'm not going to keep talking about Trump, right? Trump is in power, and that has meant, that the dollar is mixed, Bitcoin is strong, indices are strong. So we're just going to take a look at these from a technical point of view, guys, all right? And I'm going to give you my trade ideas for this week as well. Now, let's start with the US dollar, right? And the US dollar is in between a rock and a hard place. So what do I mean by that? So if we look at Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? And I'm looking at the weekly chart because these are swing trades, guys, all right? So you can see on the weekly chart, we are in a downtrend. Okay, and we've got this area of what was the last low. It was once support, is now resistance. And you can see we've had this large bearish this bearish wick bounce off this level. Okay, but then if I zoom out, you've also got this trend line that price is obeying. Okay, and therefore that acts as support. That level acts as resistance. Okay, so basically, the Aussie dollar, US dollar has just been bouncing between here and here. And if you go to the day chart, right, just look at that price action. It's like buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers. It's just been bouncing around. And you'll see this kind of price action on pretty much any of the US dollar pairs, right? Let's take a look at pound US dollar, for example. Okay, let's start with the weekly. Okay, and you can see exactly the same, right? There's this area of what was once resistance has become support. Yeah, we're getting bullish wicks, but then you've got this area of resistance where we are seeing bearish wicks at the top of these candles. And look at that price action. It hasn't gone anywhere in 2 weeks. And if you look at the day chart, yeah, that is what's known as crappy price action. Right? So with all of these US dollar pairs, guys, I want to see a winner, right? I want to see pairs break out of this horrible price action to the upside or the downside, and then I will trade accordingly. And just to add more confusion with the US dollar, right? US dollar Swiss franc, if we look at the weekly chart, we have had a nice bullish candle that has broken this last high and this area of resistance. So I would actually buy out of all the US dollar pairs, I would buy US dollar Swiss franc, right? But I'm not going to because of this, this confusion that the dollar is in, right? But that looks like a good setup. Bullish weekly candle, weekly uptrend, room to move into, right? So that is US dollar strength. But then if I look at gold, right, that's looking on the weekly chart like we've had a nice retrace. We've had a bit of a wick. This could be more bullish, admittedly, but potentially this could come back up to these last highs. And I would buy gold against the US dollar, which suggests US dollar weakness. So again, this contradiction, yeah, you've got, on one hand, I would buy the dollar, and on the other hand, I would sell it with gold and US dollar Swiss franc. So we're just going to stay away from the dollar this week, right? And hopefully it will find some trend and break out of some of that crappy price action. So I just wanted to show you that on the dollar. And then if we just look at some of the trade ideas now, right? So I'm not a big Bitcoin trader, right? But we cannot ignore Bitcoin. This was one of the big winners from Trump being elected. Okay, and as you can see, guys, on the weekly chart, this was in a real funk, right? Bitcoin has just been kind of, doing this really. Okay, but now we have had a break of this key level That is a key level for Bitcoin. And as you can see, guys, if I zoom in, we've had a nice bullish candle that broke that level. So we're in uncharted territory with Bitcoin, right? So what I'd look to do, guys, is have a retrace into this area and then potentially start buying Bitcoin. And all I've done is just take it to the next psychological level, the big psychological level, and that is 80,000. This blue line is 80,000. All right, could go higher. Yeah, you know, Trump is very pro-Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is my first trade idea for you swingers out there. Also, big winner from the Trump being elected are the indices, right? You look at any of them, right? There's the Dow Jones, right? Weekly chart, super bullish. Look at the S&P, weekly chart, super bullish. If you look at the NASDAQ, super bullish, right? But again, you know, I always talk about this, guys. We want to trade from an area of value, right? And this is offering no value at the moment. Okay, so what I want to see, I'm not going to start buying up here. You know, where'd you put your stop? Down here. What we want to see is a retrace, you know, potentially into this level, perhaps even a deeper retrace, right? And then the indices start making sense, right? We can start buying, put our stop below here, you know, with an area to take price higher. All right, so Bitcoin and indices were the big winners, and those are potential trade ideas for this week. But what has this meant for the Forex market? So right now, guys, I'm going to share with you my Forex trade ideas, right? Before I do, if you are enjoying my analysis, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash that like button. Please come join our trading community. It's free. We've got the free Discord. You can talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge, ideas. Come join that. And also, guys, if you want a bit more than that and you want access to my trade signals, you want access to my strategies, tutorials, access to me, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. And right now, we've got a great promotion. You can get free access by signing up with one of our preferred brokers. Check it all out. It's all in the video description. And don't forget the live streams throughout the week as well. So Trump being elected hasn't led to a great deal of setups in terms of the Forex market. You know, it feels like markets are still coming to terms with it, right? And I think next week we will start seeing some real direction on certain pairs. However, I do like Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar buys still. I mean, we can even start with the monthly chart here, right? And if you look at the monthly chart, right, this is, you know, a beautiful buying opportunity. Okay, price is clearly in this uptrend, right? And in this channel, right? This obeying this bottom trend line. Okay, and you can see we've had a bit of a, well, this month obviously hasn't finished, but we've got a bit of a bullish wick forming as well. If we drop down to the weekly chart, again, this candle isn't ideal, right? Don't get me wrong, but just look at these wicks. They are bouncing off this trend line in here. Okay, there are buyers sitting in there buying Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, and because this candle is a little bit indecisive, it is, you know, let's take a little look at the day chart. And on the day chart, I mean, we had a massive sell-off on Aussie dollar on Friday, but this is still a nice trade, right? We've been tracking this trend line downwards. If we just follow price, right, stopped making lower lows, there's that trend line we were talking about, and bang, right, we're in an uptrend. Okay, let's just get rid of this. Yeah, we're clearly in an uptrend. Okay, we're getting these lows have held and we're getting higher highs. So this area in here is a good opportunity to look for buys, guys, right? It could be a buy literally straight away. I'd look to take some profit up to here, if not all the way back up to there. And this is those weekly highs. All right, so if we go back to the weekly chart, yeah, you can see this is our target, these weekly highs. So Aussie dollar CAD buys we like, not as much as we like Gal Gadot or Liverpool FC, but we like it. And the other one is Euro Swiss franc. Again, let's start with the monthly chart here, right? And we've had this lovely double bottom pattern, right? Price has come down, touched it again, right? And this is holding, yeah? And ever since we've hit this level, we've had a big bounce off here, okay? That's the monthly chart. Now, if we drop to the weekly chart, admittedly, right, we are in a downtrend, okay? And then it just sort of led to this sideways action. But we got this bullish weekly candle, and we got, you know, a bit of a rejection wick here. We've got room to move into, right? This blue line here would be our target. You know, it's a good trade, right? But now look at the daily. This is what makes it more appealing as a trade, right? So it was in this sort of terrible price action, price drop down, but now we're in this uptrend, okay? And price keeps holding this level, and we get buyers coming into the market. Arguably, I mean, this again isn't great price action. You know, it's arguably in a range between here and here as well, but we've got this level holding, we've got some bullish wicks in here. I think we can take price back up to these last highs here. In fact, let's put a target in here. If not, carry on all the way up to that weekly level we spoke about. All right, guys, so yeah, that is my weekly forecast. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Come join us during the week for live streams, more analysis vids, and don't forget to join our trading community, guys. Have a great trading week.